Hello, hello. Federico, hello.
Hello.
Welcome everyone to the first of Group A's races for the tournament of Final Fantasy 1 speedruns between CaptoftheDorks and Rhokubee AX. Should be pretty exciting.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. This is going to be a great race.
Kind of a David and Goliath story today. We're going to go ahead and start at 8 o'clock. And whenever our guys are ready. Oh, they got the run-up timer.
Nice. That's a good way to do this. All right, here we go.
And we're off. Well, CaptoftheDorks isn't running their time. All right. A bit of a David and Goliath story today. CaptoftheDorks, who literally wrote the guide, one of the best guides, I'd say, for the speed run of this game, versus Rhokubee, who's pretty new to racing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so CaptoftheDorks says he was struggling to get the sub 2. Sub 2 in this game is a little bit difficult. Did take him a little while, but he was actually able to achieve that a little while ago. Rhokubee, I guess, has picked it up a little bit later, right? So been running it, I guess, over the past month or so, at the very least. And I think he's down under 2:30 at the moment, which is a real good time as well.
Great time. And that's, the race, right? Or that's the speed run, I should say. But a race is kind of a different beast when it comes to these heavy random number generator dependent games, right?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. And this game certainly has a share of RNG. Like, we will see that definitely at Chaos, but many different places throughout the run, it's, going to be up to RNG on how quickly you're able to get through it.
Sometimes it's going to be, it's kind of like a David and Goliath story, but at any point, either David or Goliath could be hit by a bus.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. Unrunnable encounters with, or not so much the unrunnables in this game, but bad encounters that just ambush you. They're able to take you out really quick. Wizards, always, or the Pisco demons down in the Marsh Cave, always a tough fight there. And,
make me cry more times than I care to admit.
Yep, it doesn't matter which version you're playing, that's always a heavy reset point. That one in Astos and obviously Lich.
Imagine a bus named Lich. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think in the NES version, when I was doing speed runs of that hit me way more times than I could count. But
all right, so we're setting. You see, Rhokubee AX changing their configuration a bit. Do you yourself change the configuration to get the time saved there, Patrick?
yeah, so I guess there's two things to the configuration that people sometimes change. One is auto battle being always enabled, and the other is the memory cursor, effectively. So I started out using auto battle in the beginning, but lately I've kind of shut it off. I am thinking about actually going back to it and bringing back auto battle. I think it might speed things up a little bit for me. And the memory cursor, I usually wait until I get Blizzaga for that, so that I have all three spells right there. How about you?
You know, I've been dabbling with them myself, but, you know, you run this game so many times without them, and suddenly, you know, flee is not where you want it to be with the memory cursor. That's what I've always found, you know?
Yeah, you gotta think a bit as sometimes, you know? It's like if it's been a little while before you got into an encounter, it's just like, oh, wait a second, where were my commands last time? And it's like, whoops.
All right. Captain of the Dorks slays the kidnapper, no problem at all.
Yeah, that was a really quick fight, under 4 minutes.
Beautiful thing to see. Oh, good targeting for Rhokubee as well. Oh, with the 5 health, we squeak by. Now, there, usually, if you're trying to do the speedrun, you know, anybody goes down in that fight, you just start over, you know? We gotta watch that 2-minute cutscene over again.
Yeah, that's
But
not a
in
fun
the
time.
race.
Yeah, in the race, you gotta deal with it. You gotta deal with it.
Captain's encounter was a goblin guard.
Yeah, so we got the Goblin Guard, you got the Grimp there. A little bit more experience than the Imps.
Right.
So, but Rhokubee did get the regular Goblins on the way up to Garland there. He did get the 4-pack, so doing okay on experience. Probably take a few fights on the way over to Provoca as well. Keep trying to just get as many levels as quickly as possible, right? Get more spell charges on the mages, get more opportunities for the HP on the mages, which is probably not the last time that we will mention the HP of the mages throughout this run.
Also determined by RNG, with little bumps here and there. They get a little bit every level, right? But you have the big levels, right? Where you can roll a higher amount, and you need a bare minimum, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there's guaranteed level ups, just like the NES version and the other versions of this game, where you will get like a guaranteed strong level up in the HP. But it does kind of feel like in this version of the game, it's much more random and not terribly common for the other, like the random strong level ups that you'll sometimes get here and there. I think that ends up being a bit of a headache when you're trying to run this and end up in Temple of Fiends and your 2 mages are under 200 HP, and you're just like, oh, what happened here?
You'll take an extra fight. You're like, I just need a little more XP to get that level up, and then they level up and get 2 health. That's happened too many times.
Yep.
But what's our base
like you said
level
in the beginning,
that we're looking for?
RNG. I think in a race, you might try to really push it up for like 30, around there. I think in a regular speed run, you might just hit around 27 or so and stop taking encounters.
All right.
That's kind of what I do in my head there. How about yourself? Where do you go to?
I go almost entirely off of health, right? I'm looking for those 240s on my black mages. That'll survive at least a hit from chaos, right? And then you want to get 340 or more on that black mage so that your giants tonics are going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the HP for your characters really has a strong effect on how many encounters you're going to take in Temple of Fiends. There's lots of really good encounters in there that can give you a lot of experience. You know, like the 4 green dragons, you can one-shot those with Blizzaga. If you get all 4 of them, that's like 16,000 experience divided up amongst your 4 characters there, and that's a really big bucket of experience that you can snag right there. But yeah, it's a little bit faster to run away. So you're hoping that you're in a good spot HP wise, and you can just run away from everything in there.
Now, Pixel remasters, they are still getting updates. I mean, we recently got an update where now, that really hamstrung me for a while, where now, like, you talk to the inn and you auto-default to saying yes. Do you think we'll ever get an update where we'll be able to turn off these cutscenes?
That would be really nice. I would love that, especially because at the beginning of the game, obviously, it starts out with that, like 2.5 minute cutscene there. just like all of the other Pixel remasters. And then after you come back from Garland, you get a quick cutscene with the king, and then you watch the bridge being built, and then you walk over the bridge, and then you get the classic FF1 cutscene.
Captain of the Dorks, blessed by RNG, 2 single ogre fights. That's going to be good money.
I was just about to point that out. That was amazing. That's like perfect. That is exactly what you want to see. So the ogres are 195 experience, 195 gold. So they're giving you some pretty good money at this point, and really good experience as well. So being able to get 2 single ogres, which is kind of relatively easy to take out, that's just amazing. Rhokubee over there also gets a single ogre with a creep or a crawl, whatever it is in this game.
The Gigas worm. Yes.
Yeah, the Gigas worm.
Gigas. 3 Gigas worms on an ogre make me cry all day. But that fight went well for Rhokubee. They're gonna look. They're feeling good. We're on to the pirate fight.
Yep.
Did they buy tempers before the fight? I was just started doing
Captain
that.
Captain of the Dorks picked up the tempers. So that's definitely a strategy that I've started doing a lot more. I wasn't doing that at first, and then I was watching somebody else pick that up and started doing that. But yeah, so the idea is you just buy 2 Chaos of Temper right here in Provoca because you do have some money, and away you go. You never had to come back here. Alternatively, you could just put off the tempers until after you get the airship. So I was doing that for a while as well.
Right, it's the debate of like when do you do it? You know, see here, there's now that guy standing next to the church where Captain of the Dorks has to res up one of his black mages, who did go down during that fight, which is too bad, but it's only just 50 gold here, not too bad. But now there's a guy standing right at the end, so he only appears there after pirates have been defeated, and he can really ruin a run by just standing in your way and making you mad.
Yeah, especially once you pick up the tempers and you're trying to come out, and then you're trying to like force him out of the way. If he goes left, he goes into that alley, and then you're basically caught, and that is especially annoying.
Ooh, Buccaneers for Rhokubee AX. We'll have to keep in mind Rhokubee's going to have to come back for those tempers. Really going to need those at the end of the fight, but 5 Buccaneers is a beautiful fight to get, whereas Captain of the Dorks is going to have to spend a while fighting these Sahagins.
Yeah, so we got the 9 Sahag pack with the 2 Sahags or Sahagan Chiefs. Yeah, this fight is just really slow. Like, you're not getting a lot of attacks. The enemies are getting a lot of attacks.
What is this, Rhokubee?
Back-to-back 5 Buccaneer battle. That is fantastic.
What is
That's
this?
a lot of gold. So
Wait, what is this seed and how can I get it?
Yes, I would love this as well. Yeah, hopefully when it's my turn to race, I get something like this. Each of these battles has given him 600 gold there, so he's walking away with 1,200 gold. And meanwhile, another 9 pack of the Sahags for Captain of the Dorks, and his team is down. Really hoping that the fighter can run away here. Like, the game does have the auto save, but at this point I think the auto save picked up after he left Provoca. I'm not too sure if he saved after the first battle.
That is unfortunate. It's not too expensive to res here in Cornelia, but obviously that's 160 gold you don't want to spend.
Yeah, exactly.
120 gold you don't want to spend.
Right.
Plus the time lost.
Yeah, it's the time lost as well, right? And you're trying to get as much cash as possible so you can buy a minimum number of resources before heading down into Marsh Cave, because you're trying to get to Marsh Cave basically as quickly as possible, and there's a few things that you gotta buy.
Now, do you feel like in a race environment, now you can go pretty risky before you go to Marsh Cave? Maybe 1 Thundara, a couple antidotes, a couple potions. Do you feel like you go, you're gonna have to buy a little bit more if you're trying to play it safe here?
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to do that, right? Like you might even pick up a 10, right? So that way you have a couple spell charges on the walk over to Marsh Cave that you can use. Right? Just use a couple spell charges, grab a tent before you actually head into the town. that might be something that you think about doing. But tents are like 120 gold. Potions are only 40. And I forget how much of the antidotes. They're like
Antidotes, I
80 or
believe, are
something.
going to run you 50, I believe, in this.
Yeah, 50 or so. Yeah. So, and you definitely need them because like just about everything in the Marsh Cave poisons you, and it's terrible.
Oh, Rhokubee thinks about the double Thundara, says no. Decides to save his money. Oh, no,
Oh,
he
he's
goes
going
back.
back.
He's decided, you know what? Let's play it safe. Let's get the double Thundaras. He's got 573 gold to spend on items. Oh, we might be getting a few more. Yes, looks like he's going to go grind for a bit more money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 9 Sahagin cheat. It's 9 Sahagins? Easy with a Thundara.
Makes quick work of that with the Thundara, especially when it's a preemptive there, which was very nice for him. Yeah, so he's going to be sailing around trying to pick up some extra money there. It looks like Captain of the Dorks is only grabbing the one Thundara.
Well, he's only got 97 gil left, right?
Ooh, yeah.
That is tough.
And one of his black mages is down, so he still has to get the black mage back up. The 97 gold, he doesn't even have enough money to get the black mage resurrected.
I believe it's 200 gil at Elfheim to res any characters. It's
Yeah,
terrible how, you know, they raise the prices on life around the globe.
It's just so expensive, right? So it's like you see some people actually go right from Provoca down to Elfheim. For me, I just prefer to head over back to Canaria, get all of my HP and my spell charges back, just because I don't want anyone dying before I hit Elfheim. It's just too expensive to get them back.
Too much. Too much. Sometimes I'll, you know, depending on stuff, I'll, you know, pop into Cornelia, heal up, pop back out. Oh, we lost the monk again. And at this point, I would just sail all the way back up to Cornelia. It's cheaper to res them there. You're gonna need the money anyways.
No. Yeah, I'm not too sure if he even has enough money to get them both back.
Decided to just res the black mage, I believe.
Yeah. Alright, he's got the res. He's got enough money for the inn, so he'll be able to kind of hop out, use his spell charges up, get some, do more grinding for the money.
This is exactly what I was saying at the beginning of this, is just Goliath is being hit by a bus and being dragged behind it right now.
And definitely just really bad RNG. And then, you know, the black mage with the Thundara is the one that's being targeted. It's like the game is just not giving Captain of the Dorks a break. It teased him a bit with the early double single ogre battles, and now it's just kind of a mess.
Oh.
Ooh, he lost the black mage there. Oh, and the other black mage.
No. This is devastating. But again, as we said, Captain of the Dorks wrote the guide. If anyone can pull this back, I believe it's Captain. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he has the experience as well. Like he ran this game quite a bit. He was also in the Final Fantasy Relay as well. He was one of the racers there, so he is very knowledgeable in the game. So he'll be. The beginning of the game is just so RNG heavy, and once you really kind of get through the Pisco Demon battle, it does kind of even out a bit. So I think once we get to that point, he'll be able to pick up some time.
Absolutely. There's a lot of time to be. He's got the experience for routing. He knows the buys better. He knows the fights better. He knows what he can run from, what he can take. Rhokubee newer to the thing. Maybe they'll take more fights than they need to. Maybe they won't, you know, cast the right spells at the right time. Maybe they'll take a wrong turn. Maybe Tiamat will do what Tiamat did to Rhokubee during the hype race. This is kind of a revenge match for Rhokubee later on when we're fighting Tiamat.
Yeah, hopefully this time Tiamat is a bit nicer to him. We'll see, though. I mean, the game is just not very nice to anyone. Alright, it does look like Rhokubee is heading over to Marsh Cave now. Did pick up the supplies. Only has like about 5 antidotes. Did pick up a few ethers. Dumped the rest in potions, it looked like.
Well, this run, there's still a lot of sort of individual strategies. Lots of room for that. So it's always fascinating to watch different runs and see, you know, what other people prioritize for these buys.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I will buy a lot more ethers than, for example, Shanezel does. Like, I was watching Shanezel earlier this week, and, you know, when he was doing the big ether buy before heading down into the Earth Cave, like, he only picked up, like, 10 or so. Meanwhile, I'm still out there buying 20, so...
I was just talking about that with Captain of the Dorks before we went on. I saw Shane buy 6 before going to Dwarf Cave, and I could not fathom it. But they make them work, you know? And that's
exactly.
what we like to see.
Alright. Rhokubee into Marsh Cave. That first fight there that he ran away from, not a bad fight to actually take for experience. And, but...
Grey Ooze is pretty easy to kill and not terribly dangerous.
No. Gargoyles, they have a lot of attacks per round. And that's the thing that you're kind of scared of with them, right? Because it's like, with those attacks per round, the fighter has the actual chainmail armor on. So he's not really going to take too much damage even when the gargoyles get in like 4 attacks per round. The other 3 characters, they don't have very much defense. So when they get hit, they're going to get hit hard, especially if it's the more attacks that you see from the enemies there. So gargoyles, always a scary fight for me. I try to avoid them.
The monk is running in here almost completely naked.
Yeah, I think at this point he doesn't have anything on. I think it's just, you know, just absolutely... I think in the beginning you optimize for the chainmail and the sword for the fighter, and then move all on the monk.
Monk does way more damage with no clothes on. As a streaker, the monk will be a lot stronger than if they're wearing clothes. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but can't be having that stuff weighing them down, I guess.
Yep, that's why the monk is in this route. Also used in the GBA route as well. You know, like once you get him up to like level 30 or so, he just hits like a truck.
Captain of the Dorks lost another Black Mage, but we get this Phoenix down in this chest right here. We'll see if he uses it here. He might just want to hold off.
Rhokubee into the Pisco Demon fight. Unfortunately, I think he had auto battle still on, so he tried to run away. Can't escape, obviously. There's an unrunnable fight. At this point, just kind of hoping that the Pisco Demons take him out really quick. Alright, so they did. So probably did a safety save right in front.
Good save. Good save.
Yeah.
You'd love to see a preemptive here. Any preemptive here, always great. Okay, we're bringing back the Black Mage Rhokubee for the Pisco Demon fight on the other side. Here it goes.
Yep, there you go.
No
Got through it. Nice.
We get the crown for Rhokubee. This goes kill the guy we just brought back.
Yeah, that is not very kind. Game is just not being kind to Captain.
He gets the crown. We're gonna leave that guy dead, or we can give it another go. We're gonna take it and run with it, make it work. Seems like that Black Mage will never have enough health.
No.
He'll be dead the whole game.
The other Black Mage is looking pretty good though. Over 120 HP.
Great health on the other Black Mage, I was just saying that.
Yeah.
The other bonus of like taking your time and like really farming up the gil like Rhokubee did and Captain of the Dorks, you know, unwillingly did, is you get that extra experience early on. Makes sort of some of the stuff a little easier, you'd say, right?
Yeah, definitely. Especially like a lot of the game is going to be handled basically by the black mage using their spells, and the more experience you get, the more spells slots you get, right? So, um, early on, if you can get to level 8, even before you head to Marsh Cave, you're gonna have 3 casts at Thundara, which is just fantastic to get through Marsh Cave with 3 casts at Thundara. Usually, if you're doing the run, you're not going to be at that level, right? You're probably going to be around, 6 or 7. So you're only going to have a couple casts of it. But more the more casts of Thundara that you have, the easier this early part of the game is going to be.
Honestly, not too much bad luck with marsh caves and poisons. That's usually a big pain. Is you get hit by these spiders and they'll just poison you. Everything poisons you. One out of antidotes before.
Yeah, everything in here poisons you. Yeah, exactly. Green slimes, they'll poison you. Easy fight to run away from, and they have terrible experience in gold, so they're not even worth taking, and they can poison you, so it's kind of rough there. All right, Rhokubee grabbing the cottage. Yeah. Alright, so this will give him all of his spell charters back and give him the full HP before he heads in to fight Astos. I'm curious as to how he fights Astos. Early on, it was very much a basically a Thundara only type of method for fighting Astos, and I think lately it has switched over to using the tempers on the black belt or monk.
That's the way I do it, but remember, Rhokubee didn't buy the tempers for this run, so it's going to be a Thundara run.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. So the black belt and the fighter will kind of chip in a bit with some damage.
But, look, a death cast wouldn't have been very useful to have those tempers anyways.
Yeah. That would have been a reset if he had that. You gonna bring him back? All right, so he is going to try and bring him back. And then continuing with the Thundara. Meanwhile, CaptoftheDorks walked all the way back to Elfheim to get the other black mage revived. Now he's going to head up to Astos.
Essentially have to at this point. I mean... Oh, another death cast on the Rhokubee. Astos being real rude. Rhokubee's a firm believer in no man left behind now.
Yeah. It's the fighter, though. He's only going to be around for maybe another 20 minutes or so.
Who cares? If this were me and that fighter was dead, I wouldn't even res him until I got back to Cornelia.
Yeah.
We don't really need anything for him.
Yeah, that's basically what I do these days. Yeah, he's like, I don't really need you. I really need experience on everybody else.
CaptoftheDorks on his way to Astos here. Got the ogre fight, which is going to be good for some gold. Getting sort of bridging that gap a little bit. Use the tent here, so they'll also have a cottage left to sell.
Yeah, the cottage there is good money. I try to hold on to that just for the money these days.
1,000 gil selling that. Nothing to sneeze at. Rhokubee is going to go ahead and bring back.
All right, so yeah, so he's bringing back the fighter. That's definitely the safer play. Not really going to disagree with that. It's 4 characters around, especially when you're trying to run from things. I'm glad you're doing the early game here. It's a little bit easier.
We have the temper strat for CaptoftheDorks, so we've now seen both strategies. Unfortunately, with the slows from Astos, he's being real rude today.
Let's just hope he stays away from his level 2. All right, there you go. There's one.
There it is.
There's the level 2 spell that we were hoping not to see. Did take out
down goes the black mage.
This is a really good fight for experience too. Like this is a fight that you would love to see that black mage alive for, just so you can grab some of that extra experience.
Rhokubee, more buccaneers on the ocean, because just gives with one hand, takes with the other.
This game loves him right now. It just keeps on giving him all of the money. The Thundara, the Buccaneer fight is extremely simple. All of the sea battles at this point are extremely simple with the Thundar. Very easy to take out. So
Oh, yeah. No longer any trouble on the high seas for the rest of the run, unless you run out of Thundars, I guess.
yeah,
The classic wolves after Astos. Always see wolves after Astos. I don't know why, but they're always there.
too many
Astos
wolves
was
in this
capped
game.
behind 2 minutes, so time definitely easily made up. The experience
Rhokubee
loss.
into
Tougher.
yeah, he'll have to take a lot of battles. Probably trying to get to level 15 before the Lich battle. That will give you 3 casts of Faraga, which really makes that Lich battle a lot easier. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe even 16. Give another shot at getting a higher, the next level in the intelligence, so that one of your mages is doing a little bit extra damage there. But in order to get there, Captain probably gonna have to take a lot of fights just to get that second Black Mage up to the same level as the other one.
A lot of fights means a lot of time, unfortunately. Rhokubee has gotten the 5-hour energy from Latoya. Needs to bring that back to the Elf Prince, who's been sleeping this whole time. Just chilling. Roku still needs to spend time going back to Provoke 2. Yes, we cannot forget Temper. Temper will be so important on Chaos. You basically cannot do Chaos in this strategy without Temper. It'd be tough to do all of Chaos of future past.
Yeah, it's basically the strat for all the fiends once you hit Tiamat 1, really, is just break out the tempers, buff up the black belt, and give them a haste, and get going.
The strategy generally for Final Fantasy 1 is we'll turn our good boy knight into a rock so he can get punched really hard and not even feel it. And then the monk will sit there for the whole run as the black mages carry his sorry butt all the way to Chaos, and then he will punch so hard and so fast that Chaos just won't know what hit him.
You hope so, but it's Chaos, so we'll see what actually happens. Chaos can fight back as well and drop a couple flares in a row, so...
No one has bought the haste here. Another place where sort of paths can sort of deviate from one another, correct?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I said, I was watching Chainsaw earlier this week, and he picked up the haste here. I pick up the Fyra spell. I do the 2 fire spells on my mages.
The thought process behind that.
Lots of undead in the Earth Cave, lots of undead in the Ice Cave. Want to guarantee that I'm going to take them out. The Thundara spell, once you get the extra, intelligence, can take out most of the undead that you run into in those places with the Thundara. But until I get to that point, I'd much rather just use the Fyra and take it out. That'll save charges for the Faraga as well. What about you? Do you grab the haste spell here?
I've been grabbing the haste spell here. However, I've been getting to Lich without a lot of mana left lately. Maybe the fire is the way to go. I usually buy haste just so that I will never have to see these elves again. I come visit, buy the haste, and I wake up their prince, and I say see you later. But there's easy time to get it. Again, you're not going to need it until Tiamat, so you can get it after you get the airship. An easy stopover.
Yeah, exactly. That's usually what I do. I will pick it up. I will pick it up after I take care of Kraken, and then before I head down to go fight Carrie. So I like to do Carrie before Tiamat, and then or Merilith before Tiamat. So after picking up the translation of the slab from Dr. Un and Melmon, swing by, go grab the haste spell, and then head down to go take out Merilith.
Oh, interesting. A Merilith before... Yeah, a lot of the guides have us do Tiamat before Marilith, but you're a Marilith first kind of guy.
Yeah, that's the way that I prefer to do it. Either way is fine. It just depends on the preference of the runner. I just figure I'm right there. I might as well just go knock it out, and then it's just a quick airship ride south, a little bit southeast to go.
Let's see how Rhokubee buys here before the trip to Earth Cave. Everything's downs. Eyes up. Okay, goes about 25. That's about where I go. Oh, buying a high potions. And still has a lot of potions left over from Marsh Cave, it seems like. I guess Rhokubee has fought, you know, an entire armada of buccaneers at this point. Captain has also skipped haste. Captain has not been over to haste.
Probably spent too much money reviving his one black mage over and over again. Didn't have enough cash to pick it up.
Captain of the Dorks is now in Cornelia Castle as well. Picking up the stuff. Picking up the nitro powder, which we will take to the dwarves to get them to terraform the planet for us.
Yeah, they blow a hole, create a little canal for us, and for some reason the dwarf cave doesn't actually flood, which is what you would expect if they're going to use a bunch of nitro powder underground. Some magic building going on there, I guess.
That's dwarven engineering, baby. All right, on to the item shop for Captain of the Dorks. Let's see his strat. He'll sell all the stuff he just picked up. Well, his treasure chests. He'll sell his cottages. Rhokubee kept his cottage. More Phoenix Downs, some gold needles. You'll need those. Yeah. He's a fan of at least 20 ethers. And then buys up some potions and just spends the rest on ethers. Dwarven engineering, missed that elective. Yeah, they taught me a different kind of engineering in college. It seems like a much less effective engineering I learned.
Would be nice to get some of that dwarven magic there. Be able to just kind of move things around as needed. Giant land masses.
Here's a cutscene I'd love to skip. It's sunk. Let's go. I'm done seeing it. There it is.
Yeah, especially the walk back. You get the walk up and the walk back with the dwarf here, and you know it's just kind of frustrating. Like, can I just give it to him, just see a really quick cutscene and keep going? But no, it just keeps throwing it at you. So.
Yeah, not proper. I have to say, not properly stored. That kind of explosive material.
No, it was just in a random room of Canaria. I mean, it was a locked room, and you did need a magic key to get into it, but all the same, it's just like a regular chest there. You would hope that they would more properly store it.
Here's the thing I've never thought of, though. That key is in the possession of a foreign power, though, when you think about it. Seems like a strange sort of situation.
Right. And there's only one boat, so it's not like they have a really strong relationship.
Another armada.
Grabbing all of those buccaneers. so Captain's picked up all of the items in the Dwarf Cave. I head over to Melmond. So let's see, does Rhokubee pick up a silver armlet before heading down into Earth Cave? I've seen some people pick up like one silver armlet before heading down into Earth Cave.
I have to imagine they could have enough. Almost certainly they'll have enough money for it. Oh, no. No, I guess not.
Yeah, the Faraga spells are 4,000 apiece. Yeah, so he only has about 2,700 left. I think the silver armlet is, what is it, 3 or 4 in this game?
I believe it's also 4,000. Oh.
Yeah, so not enough there.
I've changed to silver armlets when I get the Rosetta Stone, the tablet, translated. So it makes Ice Cave pretty dangerous, but...
Yeah, that's really late. Yeah, because I'm still picking it up right when I come out of Earth Cave.
Right.
After taking out Lich.
Captain of the Dorks is going to go ahead and grab it. I think it's a pretty good idea to do so. Put it on that low health mage. Just try and keep him alive through this. Looking to see what he can sell to get him up to that 12,000 that he's going to need.
There you go. Just barely made it.
Yeah, he's going to put it on that low experience mage. Keep him alive. Rhokubee into Earth Cave. The first dive.
A couple battles early on with the bulls here, or the minotaurs. Then give decent experience. Take a little bit too long to actually fight though, so I guess that's why he's running away.
The strategy here is to keep as much mana as they can on the original dive. But there's a lot of good experience here, and a lot of good gold. Gil, I guess. Okay. Changed it up. We decided to fight. A poison for Captain of the Dorks after he just sold an antidote. That's tough.
Timing there. Hopefully he has enough. Still a lot of poisonous enemies in the Earth Cave. Hopefully they stay away from him.
Right. You got the werewolves and the cobras. Can really running out of antidotes can really feel bad. It feels like such a silly small thing to get hung up on.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really something that you want to do. If you're doing an actual run, and that's a place where you would probably just reset if you run out of antidotes.
Oh, 2 Thundaras and then it flees. That's tough.
Yeah, that's not something that you want to see.
When enemies flee, you don't get the experience, you don't get the gil from killing them, obviously, because they're gone. But you still wasted, 2 Thundara casts on it. And those ethers are worth a lot of money. What's the goal here on the first dive of Earth Cave?
Get as much experience as possible, and obviously you got to take out the vampire at the end, pick up the Rhokubee. You're trying to take as many good fights as you can, and you're trying to do those as quickly as possible. You hope you really don't run into the Pisco demons that like Captain of the Dark did. Those guys are still kind of nasty. You're still trying to grab experience to get the number of Faraga spells up.
Oh, they're fighting the same fight here.
Big 9-pack.
Captain of the Dorks, they have a bit of a different strategy. So Rhokubee is his fighter and his monk are both running attack Whereas on Captain of the Dork side, both of them are fleeing.
Yeah, just kind of taking the attitude of, yeah, if you take the fight, great. But if not, then, you know, you're getting on to the next fight a little bit more quickly. Obviously, a big fight like this 6 Ogre fight that Captain is in right now, definitely going to take that. So he's breaking out a Faraga and a Thundara there that will take care of this encounter.
Rhokubee on to Vampire. Another thing we're looking for, and I like to get this, I love it when it hits before Vampire here. We're looking for cockatrices.
Gotta fight the cockatrices. They will petrify your characters. You're hoping that they only petrify the monk and the fighter, and you're hoping that they do it very quickly. Gotta grab the ruby there.
Gotta grab that
picked
ruby.
Up the star ruby. Yep. Be a long walk back from Sarda if you forget the ruby there. Either of these two haven't very much luck running into the cockatrices just yet.
No.
Captain
of the Dorks having a lot of trouble with the Pisco demons.
Yeah, this is like the 3rd Pisco demon battle he's gotten since he arrived on this floor. It was a bit much.
They hadn't gotten enough down in Marsh Cave. They hadn't done enough damage. For the Vampire, kind of an easy fight. You just need the 2 Faragas and that'll kill him. But he does have a chance to do some pretty nasty things to you if he gets a first turn.
Yeah, especially for a mage that has very low HP. Like for one of the mages on Rhokubee's team, he only has like 104 HP. The Vampire could easily one-shot him.
Oh, a miss. A miss onto the vulnerable Black Mage for Captain of the Dorks. Finally, a little bit of good luck. Oh, it is a bit of a... We do have a bit of a freeze. Okay. Rhokubee has successfully completed Vampire. He's on his way out of Earth Cave right now. And Captain of the Dorks also defeated Vampire with a little bit of luck. That's what they're looking for. We're having a slight amount of technical difficulties.
Yep. Stream will be back in a moment. Hopefully this can come back quickly. I believe the racers are probably still going.
It sounds like they're still going. Sounds like they're fighting a cockatrice right now. Now what you're looking for, like we said before, you're looking for these cockatrices. You want them early. You want to get stoned with both your fighter and your monk. What's the good? What are the positive qualities of being stoned in Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster?
So strangely, in this version, which isn't actually the same as the other versions, the petrified character can still be targeted by the enemy. So they can continue to take hits from the enemies and basically keep that damage off of the mages. One thing, and the other thing is that the petrified characters continue to get experience. So we petrified the monk. He doesn't lose. Yeah, he doesn't die in any of the encounters that you run into. So he's always alive. He continues to grab experience, and he's also a target for enemies.
We do have on our side the run working back up. We've got both of our runners are still on their way out of Earth Cave, and both of them have successfully stoned both their monk and their fighter. They're running a little low on mana for certain. But they should be out of the cave soon. Now, are you a believer in the in using cottages and tents, or are you more of a do-it-all with potions and ethers for time?
Early on, I will use the cottages and the tents. But yeah, once you hit a certain point that you just have plenty of potions, plenty of ethers, then the kind of manual return to full